Hello everyone, this is James Shore with another test-driven development video. I'm recording this on April 4th, 2012, picking up where I left off. And before we begin, I do want to remind you about the Art of Agile Bootcamp coming up in New York City last week of April, April 23rd to the 27th. I'm doing this with Diana Larson, who's the author of the book Agile Retrospectives. And the intention with this course is to do a full 5 days covering the breadth and depth of Agile, so you can see and experience what Agile is like when you put it into practice. This is an extremely hands-on course. We do a lot of activities. We do real software development in actual 90-minute iterations. That's always a treat because people can never deliver software in a 90-minute iteration when they start the course. And by the time we've finished the course, everybody has done actual software delivery to pretend stakeholders in 90 minutes. And that's just cool. And if you can do it in 90 minutes, you can do it in a week. So I hope you can come to this course. We get great reviews of this course. People really like it, and I'm really proud of it. So I hope you can come. Again, that's last week of April, April 23rd to the 27th, and you can find out more at artofagilnyc.com. When we left off in our last episode, we were working on just some refactorings here. And this should still be working. Yes, it is. But now I want to turn this around and say, I've said wait condition fulfilled, but that's not what I'm returning. So I need to actually flip the logic around so that, well, actually, no, that seems correct. While check.wait condition, not wait condition fulfilled, then we keep waiting. And then once it is fulfilled, we're done. So here, wait condition fulfilled is, yeah, the dialog is visible. Okay, so that's correct. Yeah, I think that actually works. Wait for warning dialog, 1,000 milliseconds, and then the new check. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's take a look up here. We'll wait for the save as dialog. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's what we want. It's funny, just a little change like that, I think makes the code a lot more readable. So yeah. So here, I wonder if we can simplify this by saying, I want to get rid of this comment. What if we said application model, mock model equals new application model spy, and then did that, and then said new application frame mock model. That makes it more obvious that we're creating a mock. It's not working though. But that was just simple syntax error stuff. Cool. Okay. That's looking pretty good. And then if we take this and move it to the outside, actually, what if I make the asynchronous stuff happen here, because those two are peers in that causing the save exception is asynchronous and then we're waiting for it. And that sort of makes everything go together. Yeah. Okay. That's looking promising. And it actually makes me wonder if the pattern that we have here is, rather than saying wait for, maybe we need to say invoke and wait for, or wait for event thread. Yeah, because this always goes together. We've always got an invoke later and then a wait for. So what I wonder is if that's the real abstraction here. I think it might be, because these two things really do go together. Well, before, let me make sure everything's still passing. Yeah. Yeah. And we'll call this the exception throwing model to make that more clear. Or maybe even exception thrower. Yeah, I'm liking this. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens if we put in a new method here, which we will make non-abstract to start with. We'll call it invoke. Well, what do we call? We call it run there. We could actually extend runnable. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Oh, it's implements runnable. And this code won't compile because we're now not doing it quite right. So I'm going to put in just a little stub. That should still run. Also, I'm really not sure about this implementing runnable thing. But if we do, what we can do here is we can take the actual runnable. Well, no, we'll take the wait for check here. Sorry, I'm just sort of thinking this through. What I'm thinking is that I want the code here to be override public void run cause save exception, and then wait condition fulfilled, blah, blah, blah. So that's what the code would look like right there. And it would be called invoke and wait. Invoke and wait for. Well, I kind of like that. Invoke and wait for warning dialog. We're invoking the warning dialog and waiting for it. And that is what we're doing here. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty nice little abstraction, I think. And then this is just sort of mentally all one piece, and we can see that, dive in the details if we need to, but otherwise just sort of ignore it and move on. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so getting there in small steps is a bit of a trick. let's go ahead and add this run method here. And now we can make this abstract here. And then in waitFor, we can say swing utilities dot invoke and wait check. What is going on here? This is driving me crazy. Okay, well, let's just leave that squelched for now. We'll come back to that. That's actually, I don't think will work. Yeah. Because we're now running it twice. But if we take this out and we take this out, I think that will work. No, it's no longer working. Oh, because I think I'm saying invoke and wait rather than invoke later. Yeah, this should be invoke later. Oh, and that takes care of my exceptions. Good. Okay. Okay. There we go. And then do we want this to implement runnable? Well, it saves us a little bit of code, but it's a little bit too tricky. So I think what I'll do is actually say new runnable here, and then say check.run. Make that final. Okay. And now that might be done. Do we want to call this something other than run? Well, I guess we don't want to call it. We're going to want to call this invoke and wait for. And we'll call this invocation. Haha. And let's call this invoke. And Eclipse has completely frozen. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. So I'll let this run off camera, and this is where we'll pick up next time. I think we're pretty close here. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will catch you next time.